thought maybe you're gonna do one more. I don't know.
Yeah, I thought about it, but
Yeah.
I mean, I can.
No, well, now we're in it. Now we're here. It's
Now we're
midday.
here.
It's midweek, and you are here
We're
with
here.
your favorite or not so favorite paranormal besties. We don't know.
It's one of the two.
Yeah, nowhere in between. You either love us, you hate us, you love to
Right.
hate us, whatever it may be. Here we are. Here we are. Hey, Rob,
Hi, Sarah.
are you rested finally?
I think so.
Yeah.
I was hurt until yesterday, honestly.
I was still hurting a little bit until today. It was a lot of work. But before we go into all that fun stuff, we are here because of everybody on the side. So why don't we say hello to who is here now and showing themselves, because that's huge. And hopefully some of our new friends are going to be popping on here because we made a lot of new friends this weekend.
We did.
We did. Big Daddy Andy right here showing up at the Pennhurst Paracon. We always love to see his face when he shows up. We hope you're doing well. We have Professor T, Stacy Talledge, right
There he
here.
is.
Don't wait any longer to get your ass t-shirt. You're going to want that. You're going to want that.
It's ass hat.
Okay, well, it's actually hat ass. Is what it is. That ass got a hat on it.
All right.
Yeah. We have Danny. I got to see my Danny this weekend. Hopefully she is rested and back to her normal routine.
Let us pray.
Mark Brown, there he is. How are you today?
Mark Brown, MB.
MB, there he is. We hope you're doing well.
Left a little comment for him this morning.
There you go. Mama Sandy and her little baby. Baby Charlotte right there. We got to see her this weekend. She was quite the trooper. She walked some miles there, taking some pictures and getting some videos for us. She did a great job. There's Miss Jenny Davis, Unturned Pages. She was also right there at the Pennhurst Paracon with her mom. I feel bad. I try to remember all this stuff. I believe it's Enchanted Awakenings, I believe was the name of her vendor space. Some good stuff.
I think you are correct.
I do think so. There she is, Lisa Contraband. There she is. How are you doing? She's on the warpath right now, and you guys will see why in a little bit. She's none too happy. I don't know if you saw her share of what was going down. She's like
competition.
She's like, nope. There's only space for one of me, and that's me, just Lisa.
It's like Shark Tank.
Mm-hmm. There's my girl, Courtney Peterson. She's awfully helpful on the paranormal podcast program with being the program manager and working her amazing team, Trinity Paranormal of Long Island. We love that. You were missed, Adam. Just so you know, Adam.
Yeah, he couldn't be bothered.
No.
Couldn't be bothered.
He's like, the only day I could come is Sunday, and it's not worth it. So he's like, I'm out. It's all right. Sorry.
Okay. We didn't miss you.
Robert Walsack, Ghost Gear. We got to see him in person this weekend. It was awesome to get to know and just, well, not to get to know him. We know him, but we got to get to know him in person, and we love that.
Yeah, I was playing with his Epic box this morning. I put a battery in it. It's okay.
I can't wait. It was so kind of him. So kind of him.
He's a good dude.
I don't know this. Icy Spirits. Hi, all to you.
They're just chilling.
They're just chilling here.
Because they're icy. Get it?
Thank you. Thank you for showing up midday, midweek. We love to see new names. Russ Stiver, there he is on Unturned Pages and Compass of Curiosity. I gotta it keeps me on my memory game, doesn't it?
Yeah. You need some brain memory pills.
I do.
At your age.
I do at my age. I do. Wojo. I have not seen Wojo in a while, so it is amazing to see your name pop up here, Wojo. So nice to see you. Nice to see you. There's our friend Damien.
I finally got to see Damien's face. He emailed me and showed me his badass tattoos. He has really cool Ouija board on both arms, and I got to see Damien, so that was cool.
Yeah,
cool. Nice to digitally meet you.
Yeah, we need to get him on the show so everybody could meet him as well. So there's our friend Damien. Rachel, good afternoon to you. You guys might have seen a post, and if you have, what we would appreciate is a little sharing of this post. It is for an upcoming event. It is it is a Flamery Promotions event, and it is June 1st, and it is at the amazing Fort Duffield in West Point, Kentucky. That is run and operated by our friends Denise and Ernie Pack of Pac-Man Paranormal, also the Real Ditto House Inn of 1841. Let's make this event amazing. This one is really cool. You've got Squatchman Greg Yost coming in as special guest.
Such a cool guy. Oh my God.
So much fun.
I got to talk to him one night on a messenger chat. He's just cool. He's cooler than the other side of the pillow, guys.
Yeah.
You gotta check him out.
And the Connor sisters will be there as well. So you're going to have them as the special guest host coming in to make this event an amazing one for you. But this is what's really cool. So, you get to be at Fort Duffield. There is a cookout. There is ghost and cryptid tales around the fire pit. And you've got Greg Yost to do this. And then you're going to do a little Bigfoot hunting with Squatchman, which nothing matter from what I hear. And then you're gonna do a little ghost hunting, and honestly, $60 gets you right there on the property. So if you guys don't mind, either decide June 1st you want to take a little road trip right there to West Point, Kentucky. Do that. We would love that. But if not, could you help us and share that particular post out so we can get the word out? We would love that. Let's get that event to be an amazing one.
Do it.
Kaylee, there she is. We got to see Kaylee this weekend as well. Hello to you, Kaylee.
Hi, Kaylee.
Here is Kent Wilson. There he is, Paranormal Addicts. And he's got October 12th, folks. October 12th, put it on your calendar. He's got Haunted Graves Paracon. That is in Mayfield, Kentucky at the Mayfield Fairground. He's got some amazing guests lined up already, some great speakers. And our friends Denise and Ernie Pack will be at that as well. Where can't you find Denise and Ernie?
They're everywhere.
They're everywhere. So
they're everywhere.
Go check out. There's a post up in the network about the Haunted Graves Paracon. So please go check that out. We love that. Oh, Adam was busy. He was busy. Okay.
All right. But he was sacrificing. So
that's okay.
He gets a pass.
He gets a pass for that. Yeah. There is our other end of Rachel, Kevin. We love our Kevin. There he is. How are you doing, sweet friend? Rich Valdez. We watched a little bit of your show this weekend, Rich. We got to see you on the Legion of Exorcists. It was Eli Roth presents the Legions of Exorcists.
So, Rich, I have a question. Do you still have the boots? And what size is your foot?
Yeah.
What size is your shoe? I don't care about your foot.
Yeah, he had the cool boots going on, and he looked he's so serious. He's like, don't. But we got to watch several of a handful of your episodes. We were so zonked from working some long days from morning till night, but it was nice to be able to see your face, Rich, right there on Legion of Exorcists.
You looked deadly serious. And I get it. It's a serious topic, but
yeah, it is.
Crack a fucking smile, Rich. Come on.
Yeah, he's like, don't mess with me. I'm just scanning here, making sure. Yes, yeah. So Rachel and Kevin won't be at Fort Duffield, but it is a great location. It is something you just, we talk a lot about this. We actually had this conversation with the SQs and the packs. The history is so important to keep alive for, everybody to discover and learn. And this location is an earthen fort. And this is one that is really cool. And, obviously, if you can't get out there June 1st, there are other dates that you'll be able to get out there. But, I think it's really interesting to explore these with different groups, different teams to see different ways of, how people like to explore this stuff. But go out and help these locations. We talk a lot about it. We say we love these locations. Let's show them some love. Already shared out. Oh, well, thank you, Rich. We appreciate that.
And he still has the boots. So
yeah, I love that. Look at that. Ken also did some classes with Bishop Long. We love that. Everybody's a Bishop Long fan. There it is. Damien, we're going to get to your question. Did you start that?
Okay. I just started, boss.
All right, good. So
you hear that? Everybody hear that? Everybody got to witness how I am treated. Did you start that?
Yeah.
Did
you?
Yeah, I'm starring shit.
Did you? Yeah, we've got lots of things to touch on. So let's get to talking. Sarah, you should come down to New Egypt. Yeah, I should.
She won't, but she should.
I do got to get my butt into New Egypt. That location has been intriguing. So yeah, we had a busy weekend. We were at Wednesday's Weirdos. So who are the weirdos? Oh,
wait. Oh, well, some of them might still be here.
Okay,
so, for the last year or so, and this is not because of anything. So everybody on the side, put your weapons away. We just want to throw a little reminder out there. Anybody that's got issues, we know some of them watch. We're right here. You can join us. We'll gladly talk it out with you rather than have you go and post stupid things. So we're right here. Shoot me a message if you ever want to come on. And I've always said and always will, talking is better than Richie. You should shoot a message and come on without your pants.
We love our pants.
We're right here. So, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, or you just feel like yelling at me, this is the place to do it.
Boy, that would be quite the wouldn't that, like, if somebody actually took you up and said, throw me the link, I want to come on and talk. And we can kind of touch on this because we had a couple we had a couple experiences in the talking. Oh, hey Sam, the talking always is just better. It's just better when we get to be able to talk face to face. But this weekend we were right there in Spring City, Pennsylvania, for the Pennhurst Paracon, which is one of the biggest on the East Coast. This one, a great first time for me. A, to be at this Paracon. B, first time for me to be at this location. It is amazing location. I look forward to eventually getting to explore that one. Rich has this concern.
Yeah, it is very concerning for many people, apparently. But that's okay.
Yeah.
I don't know why, Rich. It's just, one day the universe woke up. It was like, you know what? Rob's so good looking. He should also be awesome.
Yeah, is that what he said? That's what he said.
That's how this all happened.
Yeah,
that's the 11th commandment that nobody knows about.
The lesser talked about one.
Yeah, it's the lesser. That one got stolen. Hey, Leanne.
There's Leanne. There's Wild Bill. Wild Bill. What's up? So yeah, we were right there both Saturday and Sunday, right there at the Pennhurst Paracon. Got in there quite early and stayed until the end, both days. So it was very, very an amazing event. They do a good job of putting that on, and there was a great mix of people. I thought one thing, Rob, I did notice. So there was a handful of celebrities there. For those that go for that aspect of it, there were some amazing teams and vendors out there. I don't know that I noticed any. It's not it doesn't seem to be the YouTuber Paracon.
Yeah, I didn't see it. I didn't see many there. I think there was one kid that looked familiar to me, but it's not like some other Paracons where there's 6 mile long lines to meet overnight, or those guys. I'm not knocking them. Yeah. This seemed less about that. It's about a 50-50 right there with the celebrities, or maybe it might even be too much. Probably like 70-30. The celebs are a big draw there. Both paranormal and horror, as we'll probably talk about. Sarah had a geeky moment there with Leatherface. But yeah, it was it's a sprawling kind of Paracon, so there was a lot. But yeah, this was our booth. We were right next to Ghosted there with our 32 feet of tables, which was pretty impressive when you walked into the room we were in. I had the obnoxious lights up, on the ceiling, and occasionally I'd throw them at the walls, but it was really good. That's when Preston Doyle stopped by in that top photo. So,
oh yeah.
There was there was an awful lot of people, and we had all kinds of foot traffic. It was just really, really cool. I had a good time. I hope you did too.
I did. Yeah, no heart-throbbing YouTubers, he's saying, pretending to be investigators. Darn. Well, here's the thing. Some are, whatever. Like I don't really care. But it was eye-opening, right? I'd been to the bash last July. So this was my second to work Paracon, my third. So I feel like I've had some good I feel like I have some, like there was the Mid-Michigan Paracon that I went to in the fall, and then hey Thomas, and then being at the bash and now being at Pennhurst. I did get my candy, Jenny. She did bring me some whatchamacallits. It feels like, it's interesting to see exactly what these Paracons certainly bring out, and what people are looking for. He's like,
Tuesday. Yeah. But gizmos, we'll get to that. We will get to that.
Yeah. He's got some good questions about the Paracon.
I started, boss lady.
You did. Thank you.
Yeah. Rich, we have D-Bad shirts.
Oh yeah, we do. We got.
Or did he want the masculine version?
He might want the masculine version. We'll get on that.
We're on that. My schedule is ridiculous lately.
Yeah.
So go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm going to cut you off.
No, that's okay. But I made some, as we all know, as I talk about often, I like to kind of soak it all in. I like to look and really observe what's going on. And I will say, Get Haunted. And I'm not just saying this because it's like speaking about my own child. I think we do a really amazing job at what it is we do and what it is we are about, and being the community. And I think it was a really cool opportunity to watch people that we met a lot of people that didn't know us. Yeah,
we did. Yeah, that was probably my favorite, because if you know us already, as you said, love us or hate us, you know who we are. And but meeting new people is what this is all about.
Yeah,
it really is.
And it was great to watch them be like, wait, what are you guys, like, what are you doing here? Yeah. And it was cool to watch connecting people. We had a lot of course, our friends and family that are solid supporters, and they love us, and they're at the table wearing their Get Haunted gear, helping. So it was cool to be able to introduce new people to those that were once new and now either crew and or mercs and or just family. That's not just, but they are family. They're Get Haunted family.
We gave out Kool-Aid. I just gotta let people know some new folks got their own Kool-Aid packets.
Yeah, they did. They did. So it was great. I thought that part of it, to be able to talk, and I spent a lot of time actually just talking to people. So to be able to hear their stories, their experiences, having them walk the Paracon, and, asking them, come back and let me know what you felt, what you're experiencing, what you're seeing. And to have them come back and connect with me again and talk about their day was awesome. And it validated for me that where we were, Rob, which is we just wanted our voices heard, and to be able to give that back to somebody to say your voice matters.
Up top. Yeah, look, and it was part of our problem with branding, at least, is if you don't know and you're walking by our tables, because I've always said, and I mean no offense here, but Paracons are kind of like a paranormal flea market, right? You're walking and there's all this stuff to look at, and but at first glance we would look like a t-shirt company, right? So we had a lot of shirts up. So when they finally stop and you start including them in, and said what it was fun for me to watch. That much I know. But we made some really, really cool friends.
We did. I appreciated that. So, yeah, we got to reconnect with old friends. We made some new friends. We got to talk some things out, with folks face to face, which is always the best way to do it, I believe. So I appreciated those moments, as uncomfortable as they can be sometimes. I think it's always for the best.
When Sarah walks away during those, and
I was working and I didn't know it was an uncomfortable moment.
Yeah, well.
So yeah, I'm always appreciative of those times, and it's also, you have to respect everybody's space, right there in the paranormal, because everybody's little corner of the paranormal comes together in one location. Hey, Ron. So yeah, yeah, it's where I think I thought everybody was well behaved, but it's bringing all those different aspects of the paranormal together, and watching them sort of, and if that isn't like the best visual to understand, we all matter to the community, because they're all out there to meet us all. So yeah.
So all right, get back to work, Richie. Be careful out there. And
we miss you, by the way.
Yeah,
we were
for real.
talking about, we don't get to talk to you very often anymore, Richie, and we miss you. So
well, it's power washing season. Be careful and don't put a kink in your hose.
Yeah. So why don't you want to get some of these questions that we have?
Yeah. I'm starting. Let's go. Look at Adam trying to be.
He's interviewing
HR.
Yeah. That's right.
What's the favorite? So Sarah, why don't you take this? What was your favorite thing? And what do you think you can improve on next year? Boom. You want me to put it back up?
My favorite thing. Well, honestly, I'm gonna keep it real. There was a group of people, not all together. There was a group of people. I know my microphone is here.
Oh my God.
It's just, I've been told to keep it away from my face, because it was cracking and popping. My favorite thing was it's meeting the newer folks in the paranormal. It was those people that made the effort to come out that aren't necessarily in. Was that really loud?
Yeah.
Did I just get everybody?
Yeah. You just
so I think that was my favorite thing. It was being able, hey Gina, to be able to talk to these folks. And when I would ask them, like, oh, how long have you been in the paranormal? And to get them talking, it got me sort of re-geeked about Seek with Your Soul, because I had a lot of those moments this weekend, Rob.
Yeah,
there were a lot of chats about that stuff. So
we'll be bringing that back, folks. So once we get probably through the next 2 or 3 weeks, for me, are going to be very, very hectic.
Same with me.
Oh yeah, Sarah too, I guess, apparently.
Sorry, I guess I'm sorry. He's only the one working, so I'll be laying out a lot. And
jackass. All right. So that was your my favorite thing. Were you done?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What was my favorite thing? It's honestly, it's watching Sarah do her thing with the guests while, I'm trying to get shit straightened out. Of course, getting to see everybody and, eating lunch or at least buying our sandwiches together with Yacovetti and, just walking around and having those moments and hearing people's voices, for me, is probably the best part. So what was the most sought after item at Paracon?
Yeah, and then we have to go back to seeing what they could improve, because I see Robert Walsack actually answered some of that. What was the most sought item?
That's hard to say. I mean, look, people, at least from our perspective, it looked like shirts. Shirts were a big seller there, and bags to me.
Yeah.
But I also wasn't look, when you're there, you're just trying to keep track of your own sales. But we walked around and it was more about connecting with people than product.
Yeah.
For me. So, and Pennhurst did put out a what could we do better survey yesterday. Yeah. So Robert, this is where it pays to know people. Fortunate I was fortunate in that regard, but
Yeah.
it's hard. It's a sprawling complex, and um, getting everything in order is probably not so easy. But I submitted mine. I do feel like maybe a map, some sort of even a crude map
Mhm.
of the grounds and where it was, because there was a moment you and I forget who was with us, but we were trying to find another vendor section that apparently didn't even exist, right? So, um, knowing where to go and having clear signage or big enough signs. They did have signs this year, but look, it's hard. So, but yeah, parking was an issue, especially if you were vending inside of Devon. If you didn't get there early enough, you were forced to park pretty far away, and it was muddy as shit.
I also think, in all fairness, here's like from the outside, and I can only and I can't speak on doing a Paracon really, because the Para Expo that we did have some connection with, that was all the hard lifting and heavy lifting was done by Matt Warner of the Warner Paranormal Preservation Society. But just doing events, what I will say is this: it's hard to say what could they do better. They had a great selection of people that said yes to being vendors.
Yeah,
You do the best you can when weather is bad. But what you can do better is this. You have to be bendable as an event host. These things, you can have it worked to the nth degree, and guess what? It can blow up in your face in a half a second, because oh no, Big Daddy.
buy another car. I would assume that's not good.
No, that's not good.
I'm sorry.
So yeah, I guess what I want to do is just throwing that respect to, Jim and Colleen and Bob and Gina.
Yeah,
It's not easy. This is a big event, and it has many moving parts, and you have the celebrity aspect of it. And then you have the team and the other vendor aspects of it. Hey, Mac Daddy is here in the house. So it's hard. It is hard to, how can you account for every little thing? I promise you, when you
yeah.
think you do have all those things accounted for, guess what? Somebody will pick something apart.
And let's not forget, like, look, if you knew what Devon looked like just a couple of years ago, right? Like that was essentially a decaying, crumbling building. So, there's power, there's all these things, get fed. There's all these things that need to be taken. Plus, imagine, right? Imagine having to deal with that many vendors who all want something and they're
Yeah.
cranky about shit. So, and it's a long, hot day, two or three, because we really didn't partake in anything on Friday. It's a lot. So, hats off to everybody
Yeah.
who puts, and I believe most of them donate their time. Like, so to those people who work hard, we get it. No real complaints. Some things would be really cool to have, nice to haves versus mandatory. So let's get on to these last two questions, so then we can do a little more. We did the Trash Talk Tuesday thing, but new gizmos or things that look promising on the market. Here's what we can say, right? And Sarah's put this out on the network before, but we had a nice meeting yesterday with Rob Balzac, who's here. Ghost Gear, and he's working on something that is really, really cool. Really, really cool. I mean, I don't know how much, and we should probably have Rob on the demo.
Oh, yeah, we're going to for sure have him back on, because you guys did see I put out a post. He was looking for beta testers. So there's a little bit, and it is about EVPs. That is not a secret.
So it's an automated, essentially it's an automated service, right? There's software involved where you can upload your EVPs. It's called ClearSpectre. You can upload your EVPs, and this will run it through software that will, ultimately, the list of things that it can do down the road or should do down the road is long, but it will clean them up and highlight, and identify potential EVPs. It's really cool. So for those, especially those that don't do burst sessions, and you have, an hour long EVP, when you just left your recorder running, you can upload this thing, and ultimately this will. Okay, thanks, Rob. Ultimately, this will hand you back a cleaned up file with some timestamps, where to look, where to listen. It uses audio spectrums to identify human speech patterns, which is freaking cool. It's cool. So if you haven't signed up to be a beta tester, and Rob, you can correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know if that's still possible, but Clear Spectre, you can go there and upload your EVPs and help him develop. He is working with other people, help him develop that. And and I when Rob first talked to us about this, Ron, you came up like, you got to work with the Staticon guys.
yeah.
So I know you guys are talking.
Yeah.
So for me, seeing that, to me, that's not a big equipment guy, Damien. So, I don't really look for the new gizmos. This, since I love EVPs and I love ITC, this for me was, outside of Staticom, this is the other groundbreaking thing that I see coming to all of us here in the future.
Yeah, and let's be honest, I think with the equipment we have, you can only use so much equipment in one investigation. So it is really cool when somebody takes something that we use often and then tries to sort of better it in a situation and make it more usable, more friendly user, and that is huge in my opinion. It's a little bit like the Delco goggles in my opinion.
Yeah.
You take something that we're already doing and then you try to make something easy for us. That's just the name of the game here. And I'm like you, as I don't use much equipment, but this to me it's fascinating, and we love everything that Rob Walsack does with Ghost Gear.
Oh my God. Yeah. And we got our updated Epic pod. It's cool. So that, another amazing piece of equipment. But yeah, and I'm not one to sit for hours, right? Because I'll drive myself insane cleaning audio, trying to identify things. So it's not, it's just, so we'll get to this last starred question from our boy, Stacy.
Yeah.
If Discovery were to offer you a show, what would you call it? I would call it No Thank You. I think that's what I would call it.
Yeah. Gosh, if Discovery were to offer you a show. I don't know, because I know sometimes it tends to be sort of the goal for many people. It's like, I can't even imagine. I don't even have to, I don't know. It goes hunting with tigers. Yeah, I don't even know. I don't even know.
We're on that. Not that I'm calling them frauds, but since we're on to the next subject here, the real frauds, real frauds. Lisa Contraband, if you're out there still.
Yeah.
You may want to close your eyes. Cover your eyes, lady.
I know, my heart breaks for her.
So this was floating around our pages and others, Outer Realms. And I've seen this happen before. Oh, she's there. Lisa's sharpening her sword. There's Hero Vi, clearly not their real name. They were pretty crafty though. They clearly did their homework. They mentioned how they met us at Penhurst. And I came in as Rob and was like, oh, what building was Get Haunted at? They never, that's when I got blocked. I think they figured me out. But I've seen this happen, not just with us, with other companies. These people go out, they create it, which I'm looking at this design, I'm like, kind of cool. Right? So I was like, damn. And they create these shirts, and it's all a big old scam. I don't know if you ordered it.
I hope nobody
ever get one, but this is out there. So keep your eyes open for things like this. They did a little more homework too, and they were like, well, let's offer different colors and different
and kids. It looks like
they got kid sizes. They got it all, right? So,
yeah. And we don't hate their design. That's the thing that sucks the most. We're like,
Lisa has an attack beaver. Okay. So Yeah,
Oh
just
my.
derailed the whole show, didn't we? Yeah, so don't buy any. The only person allowed to create contraband or bootleg shirts is Lisa Contraband Phillips. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
okay.
So,
So
yeah.
anyway, yep, that's a whole inside joke, but clearly it's funny
Yeah.
and
Well,
disturbing.
Lisa is the only one that we allow to do
Yes.
contraband.
That's why I
Yeah.
charge her extra on real shirts.
Yeah. But that's some real and this is where we just want to thank each and every one of you for finding it, seeing it, tagging it, reporting it, saying what the hell is this. It was brought to our attention right away by one of our family and Merck's Joe B. I had noticed the Hero Vi in some other comments and other people in the network trying, hey, we can get you t-shirts, blah blah blah. So I was like, wait, this person doesn't seem right.
No, they're not right.
So and
Even the name isn't right.
yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah, it was just kind of, hey, it's somewhat flattering.
yeah.
Somewhat. Um, yeah. Yeah, we signed Kool-Aid this past weekend.
We did. Hey, Spetro,
Hey,
everybody in the
Spectro.
house,
Yeah,
go
we got
go
to hang
share.
with
Go share their post. They've got their t-shirts up there. They're doing a giveaway. If we can get them to 1,000 people, they're going to be giving away one of their cool shirts. And they are bad. When you see there's a t-shirt with the hot pink accents on it, I'm just gonna say, like every time I saw that shirt, it caught my eye, and I always went, I love that. And then it was like, oh, it's Spetro. I love that t-shirt.
yeah,
Check them
Spectro
out.
and Future Goes. So if you go, I shared it on my page. I'm sure Sarah's sharing it out on the Get Hunter pages. Go get them to 1,000, do it. But we did. We got to spend a bunch of time with those guys over the weekend, so that was fun. But yeah, Damien, I'll sign your shirt if you really want. We can do that. We signed Kool-Aid packages.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was
We
odd for
do.
me.
We do have new cult
And a
members.
purse. Did we not sign somebody's?
We did. That was Brandy, our new friend Brandy. One, she has killer purple hair, just like Danny. She is just the sweetest woman. To be able to talk to her and her friend.
She was cool.
And she was like, hey, wait, she got to meet Patty Negri, came to the table just as I was speaking to Brandy, and she got all, it was so awesome to watch her get all starstruck. She was like, oh my God. She was like, can I get a picture with her? So we got her a picture with Patty, and she was just like, you got to sign my bag. So yeah, it's always odd. It's like me, I am, that's weird that, but
Yeah,
we
it's always weird for me, but
we did get to finally meet. I did anyways. I don't know if you've ever met Gina in person, Rob.
I met her a couple times.
Yeah, it was awesome to be able to finally give her a squeeze and meet her. We've had many conversations, so it was awesome to finally get to meet her.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is on The Real Fraud, folks. So watch out for Hero Vi.
Hero Vi. So they will have a new name tomorrow, but
Yeah.
I mean, look, if they would have just reached out, we could have created a collaborative
Right.
shirt, right? Kind of digging it. Now I'll just steal it. This now, right? We'll make everybody. We'll make at least one person happy. I've been accused of stealing designs in the past.
You're gonna openly do it. You're
I'm
gonna be like,
openly steal that one. So y'all need to buy it. Skull Darkroom shirt. I don't even know what that one is. All right, so like we got a lot coming up.
We do.
Especially my dumb ass. Clearly, I don't know how to not schedule things that aren't like 1,600 miles apart.
Yeah.
Every weekend.
We do. I know.
So what do we have coming up, folks? We have just a couple days from now the trifecta, which we do only have a couple of rooms left, right? So we've got the amazing and awesome and fun, and if you follow Ronnie LeBlanc, he's insane. There's a photo that made me laugh the other day. He's like in the middle of an airport doing the double chi, and the people online behind him, their faces just made me laugh, but he's just like, yeah. But we got Ronnie LeBlanc. We've got Ron and Lourdes with Staticom, two of the two of the best people you'll ever meet, as long as, at least in this lifetime, and
Yeah.
probably in the next one.
It is a hero
Yeah.
vibe free environment.
Okay, so now let's. So we're driving. We leave day one, and Ron, we were talking about you, and I brought up the fact that you used to be a fight announcer, right? And everybody's like, "What?" So I was trying to YouTube it. I don't know if he wants me to talk about this.
Well, it's out there.
Yeah, I mean, so I'm trying to Google Ron Iacovetti videos, and this dude, he's a he was a stand-up comedian as well. So, yeah, if you feel like a couple minutes of laughs, you can go out there and find
Just a
Ron
couple.
Iacovetti's. Well, these videos are only a couple minutes. That's what I mean. Don't be a. So we've got Ron and Lord is going to be there with Staticom. They'll be talking about it, demonstrating it, working with it right alongside all of you. We got Scotty the Medium coming. All kinds of fun things are going to happen. With Scotty, I actually have to talk to him today, but it's a 2-day event, right? Day one is essentially the alien / ghost / ET experience, and day two is the Bigfoot experience, right? With Ronnie. So, but it's all tied together in a bunch of different ways. We're gonna do the paranormal UFO Pine Bush paranormal UFO and paranormal.
Come on.
Holy shit! Help me out.
See, it's not easy, is it?
The Pine Bush UFO and Paranormal Museum in Pine Bush, New York. All kinds of cool shit. All kinds of cool shit. So we've got that. We've got CE5 that night, which found out yesterday we're even going to have. And Sarah, you're going to be, I said you were going to be upset, but they're bringing singing bowls along. And Sarah, if you don't know, loves singing bowls.
So and this is what is very interesting to me. So a handful of years ago, I don't even know, 7 years ago, would bring singing bowls into the house, would invite my friends. I'd always invite different groups to come and experience this. I have somebody that I trust doing singing bowls, have had amazing experiences with those. And when he would do Reiki, he would incorporate the singing bowls into your Reiki session, which I'm just going to put out there. Some of my favorite experiences have been Reiki with the singing bowls. But I would just have them come and do singing bowls for these groups. And it's interesting because he would always bring up a little bit or a lot of it of the alien aspect.
Yeah.
And I remember he would always say to me, like, because I would do this in this sunroom, and he would say, just so you know, there are grays outside in your backyard right now. And I would be like, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, I remember you telling me about this.
Yeah. And so I never gave that piece very much thought, because that was not really something, just so everybody realized, didn't not believe or believe. I just didn't think about it because I was so sort of, my wheelhouse was in other areas. So when you said the singing bowls, I'm so intrigued now, and especially with Dr. Stephen Greer,
yeah,
I'm intrigued with that piece of it. And could there have been some truth to what John
could have been? I don't even know what to believe anymore.
Yeah.
But I mean, this lineup right here is ridiculous. Throw me in that mix.
Yeah.
And I mean, how can you go wrong? And Scotty's going to offer up some readings, perhaps a gallery reading. We're going to work all those details out today. But that's this weekend, folks. There are only a couple of rooms left, but don't forget, it's a la carte. So you can pick a day if you want to come. If you live nearby and don't want a room, we've offered that ticket up. There's a lot. So a couple more tickets. And we'll be there. So day one, we're going to check into the Shanley. We're going to go over to the Paranormal Museum. We're going to do the tours. We're going to go to dinner together. Then we're going to go do the CE5 protocol. I might shart myself, but we're going to do the CE5 thing. Singing bowls. I mean, we can do bowls too.
That'd be even more intriguing.
That would be a hell of an experience. Then we're gonna go back to Shelly for sort of a lighter kind of hangout, chit
Mhm.
chat, investigate if you want. Next morning we wake up. We're gonna Ronnie get you all fucking pepped up to go out there and do a working hike with Ronnie in an area that I'm not going to disclose, and you're going to learn some of the tools and tricks of the trade and do some hunting for some evidence. There's some cool things that are going to go along with that as well. Then after that, we're going to come back. We're going to lunch it up. Then there's some workshops. There's a tarot workshop. There's witchstone workshops. I'll do an EVP workshop probably. You got Ronnie speaking. You got Ron and Lourdes with Staticom speaking. It's probably all news for them. They're like, what the hell is he talking? I didn't know I was working. But there's a lot happening. Then that night we'll do the hardcore paranormal investigation. We're going to try to, and throughout all of this, we're going to try to see what threads tie all of these things together. And yes, Damien, we plan to continue to share, but there will be a lot.
Yeah, and I think this is how I see the trifecta experience working out. One, you guys have an amazing group of people here, an amazing group of people. Ronnie, Ron and Lourdes, Scott, Get Haunted crew that is coming, Bill Bryan from Empty Casket, Paranormal and the Talking Board Museum, Danny, Rob, you've got this crew of people, and the people that have already signed up, the ones we know, you're this is going to be super bonding, and so we're going to see some more family sort of being made here.
Yeah.
And I think eyes opening to some new thoughts and theories. So I see a show, I see bonds forming, bonds growing stronger. I see a show coming out of this to talk about some of these experiences, much like we had at New Egypt. I think what we're going to see between the CE5, the Bigfoot, and the ghost, I think there's going to be some big things to talk about. So yes, Damien, we will definitely have a talk about that.
For sure. And like this morning, Melissa Gilmartin messaged, she called, she's like, am I allowed to bring a teapot? Absolutely. They've never been in the Shanley, so I'm excited. Excited to see their experience there for the first timer. What's up, Trev?
Trev's drunk.
He's back, and hey, Future Ghost, I'll help us. Thank you. Shit, you help us. This is how it's supposed to be, my friend.
Yeah, you are welcome, and thank you, and we appreciate you. And that right there, this is our goal. This is what I was talking about. I think being at the Paracon, this is one thing that I think where Get Haunted stands out a little bit. This is about each and every one of you. It's not about us. We just want that space to be there for teams to feel heard, and then to help bring in another team to feel heard, or group, or individual. It doesn't matter. You don't even have to be a group of people. So thank you for that. Yeah, Ron, this is something that we just are so super excited. And then, these ideas come, and I said this a million times at the Paracon. One thing you'll learn about Rob and I, we are very much about universe. The right people show up, the wrong people fall off. And the right people showed up for this. And the more we get to know each of these people a little bit more, it's just like, it's just like everything's just been waiting. It's just time. I believe this experience will grow and evolve, and more people are gonna, once you guys understand what this is truly about, and it's realized in real time, I think it's there. It just, sky's the limit. Sky is the limit.
No, so Damien, there's different rooms at the Shanley, if this is what you're talking about. And the rooms are ticketed, so you can pick your own room. Some sleep 2, some sleep 3, some sleep 1. So the rooms are individually ticketed. All right, on to the next. We have White. I forgot to put a title. That's the basement down in. That's actually. No, it's not the basement. That's White Hill Mansion. We have White Hill Mansion, June 15th. Terrible job on my slides today. June 15th. Y'all's need to get your butts. If you've never been out to White Hill, get out there. It's really, really good. If you're a team and you want to come, shoot a message in. We can do group rates for you. But White Hill, one of my favorite places to investigate for many, 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 many reasons. And then
Weeks.
Sarah on June 29th, we will be celebrating her birthday. I won't say the year. But we will be celebrating her 53rd birthday at Fairfield County Infirmary in Ohio with a cake.
Maybe we are? There's going to be a cake?
Don't you worry about it. Who are you talking to?
Oh, there's going to be a cake.
You know I'm the best at being nice. So if you want to spend Sarah's birthday with all of us investigating Fairfield County Infirmary, here's your chance. So yeah, and I talked to Sarah's sister and she sent me baby pictures of you.
She did not.
She did.
Yes, that was from 1812.
This is actually early 1900s.
Oh, okay.
I don't even know if 1812 had cameras yet, but yeah. So guys,
it's gonna be
a fun one. Yeah, Sarah will be, believe it or not, turning 53 years old.
I will. 53. I'm excited. Well, here's the thing, right? Like, this is kind of fun. Like, that is actually, I know, right, Jess? Doesn't say the year, then says my age, like an asshole. And Trevor.
Well, look, I'm making people work for it, Jess. You got to get that calculator out and start, or your phone, and start doing the math, people.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fun. It will be interesting to see. Since my birthday is actually, that's the day before, but we'll absolutely be investigating as the day changes. Will we get anything special? I don't know. We'll have to see.
We'll see what happens. I go overboard with everything, so we're gonna make it good. But yeah, guys, like, this is the mashup. There's the White Hill. This is the mashup for the next few events. Check us out. Then after I get back from this one, in 2 weeks I'll be out in Missouri, or not even a week and a half, really. I'll be out in Missouri with the Nesper folks. There's so much happening. So join us, but definitely come see us. Come see Sarah on her birthday. You can sing. We can sing. We can blindfold her and throw her in the basement there. It's going to be fun.
It's the birthday present I've always wanted, to be honest with you. And thank you so much, Adam, giving me some compliments. And Sam, thank you so much. Jess, thank you. 53. I'm okay. It is what it is. I'm 53. It's happening.
There you go. They can get a closer look.
Well, I am getting some the wrinkles, but those are just letting everybody know. Okay, that just lets everybody know that I have many laughs that I have shared throughout my 53 years. Okay, can you put yourself back up now? I'm all good with it. What do you want me to say? I'm 53. I'm happy. I'm healthy. Having a great time. That's what it's all about. What do I want for my birthday?
That's a good question, because she will never answer it. Trust me.
Yeah, I am really, hey, there's Michael Sticks Cronin Raid here. You know what? This is really, Get Haunted has been such an amazing experience for me. I have found some dear friends that have become family. And I don't know how to explain it. I'm so grateful for all of that. Yeah, cold patches around the eyes. I have one of those. I know, that's okay. Listen, I have bags, as he's saying. I do have some. It is what happens. That's just the sleep
Look
situation.
At Icy Spirits second comment, and you're already in. There you go.
Thanks, Icy.
Nice, Icy.
There's Scott Hammer.
We'll see him. I'll see him this weekend.
Yeah, helps with the bags. Yeah, I have this little ice thing that I rub around my face. It is what it is. What do you want me to say? I don't get sleep anymore. This is what comes with age, is sometimes insomnia, and it just is what it is. But let's not forget as well, she does not look 50 anything yet.
Oh, look at that.
Ron.
You getting all the compliments.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, we tried this game over the weekend, and someone called. So I asked someone to guess my age, and what did she say?
Oh, that was Sierra. That was Sierra Dickerson. Yeah, she said 56.
Yeah, well, I'm just shorten her last name. That's about right.
Mm-hmm.
Aunt Sarah. Yeah, so we'll be celebrating your birthday. I don't care
Yeah.
if nobody comes. If nobody comes, we'll just eat a lot of cake together.
I guess it will be the crew, and we will have a good time at Fairfield. I think we're going to get some people, even if you don't want to celebrate my birthday.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we're going to investigate. It's going to be an investigation, but we're going to make it birthday. We're going to make Sarah wear a pointy hat.
No. Yeah. I'm sure there are lots of people that think I already wear one.
So, quick update. Go ahead. You were going to say something.
Go.
I'll allow it.
No, go.
Supernatural for the vendor tables are they're like hotcakes. They're like hotcakes. So we're going to start this week with our newest vendor, and we're going to do. We're probably working backwards. Sarah's typing something that's making me nervous. Trevor. So anyway, this is Rocky. We got to meet Rocky over the weekend at the Paracon. She has a company called Darker Arts Studio, and essentially what she does is she makes jewelry out of human bones, and she is a total badass of a human being.
And guys, guess what? Right there on the spot, you're gonna love her. You're gonna love her energy, and you're gonna get to meet her on Paranormally Blonde, and we're gonna get to ask her all sorts of cool questions. Okay. So between Rocky, this was the topic of a conversation this weekend as well. After meeting Rocky and all these amazing people at the Paracon, and then also meeting Ron in person, of course, but then seeing his past of stand-up comedy, I realized that I have led a very sheltered and boring life. These people are so badass. Rob needs to write a book on his life, because it never ceases to amaze me. And everybody, Rocky is right there with it. She plays guitar, she sings, this lady is
she doesn't just play guitar, like she plays with big time blues. And Stacy, you came up because she plays in New Orleans. It's like she's just a badass, and she's a bundle of energy. So I too am excited to get her on Paranormally Blonde, because I get to produce that show. You know what I'm saying? But real quick, she's an artist, a writer, a musician. She hails. Dehu, you can buy human bones all day long.
But you're gonna find that out right on Paranormally Blonde.
Yeah. She loved bone skulls and all things odd and grim since she was a kid. Her dad and sister are artists and art teachers, so she's super artistic. You'll get to know her on Paranormally Blonde. She currently lives in a spooky old Victorian home in rural southern New Jersey. Hopes you find the bones in her work and the world around us to be as curious, odd, and beautiful as she does. Mm-hmm. And she's a really, really, her table, she sold out quick. Like, people were all over her stuff. So we're excited that she decided to be a vendor. As soon as she got the application, she signed right the hell up. And it was taken care of. Here's some examples of her work. I just grabbed a couple of photos of her work. She's just cool as shit, man. She's
cool. Jess is super cool. Like, I don't want to hear it. I believe Jess also, you're in a band, if I'm remembering correctly, right? Just like, everybody's so super, like, I've been by one of our haters, I know I've been called uncool, and I am. Like, you meet these people and it's like, oh my God, I don't have that cool factor.
I don't think they said you were uncool. They just said that they were cooler than you.
Oh yeah, they were cooler than me.
That doesn't mean you're not cool.
Which is really true, actually. Probably very true statement. And I'm okay with that. But yeah, just
I could throw up about 35 points that would discredit that whole statement. Oh shit, that's right. We forgot to talk about this.
I don't know if you guys can see this.
I can. Leatherface. They're handing the face to some. If you hold it still, Sarah, we would.
Oh,
Okay, we might be able to see. So here we are at the Paracon, and there's one tent for all the horror. They had Pinhead there. They
for
got
all the horrors.
all the horrors, all the horror stars, Pinhead. We had a variety. Leatherface, Jason. So I originally picked one line, and Sarah was like, "Nope, we're going to see Leatherface." And that's how this rest of the story begins.
Yeah, and it was awesome because I don't know why. We were just like, I know you were like, oh, and everybody was. And it's like the one character and the one movie that I don't, it's never been. And I've been told like you need to get out of, because if you don't like Hellraisers, apparently you don't like horror movies. I just don't, it's just not been. I was a Friday the 13th. I'm a kid of the 80s. I'm a Friday the 13th, right? Halloween, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So we go into that line, and it is Bob, and he is probably one of the nicest guys. We go up to talk to him, and he's got all these pictures laid out on his table, and we start talking, telling him who Get Haunted is, and we start talking to him, and I look down, and this picture was the one that stood out for me, and I'm like, wait a minute. Yeah, I know. I'm like I just don't like Pinhead. It's just not my thing. But I saw this picture. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, so he's like, yeah, I'm the Leatherface for Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. And I'm like, oh my God. It is the only Texas Chainsaw Massacre I've ever watched. And this scene, which is like the last 10 or 15 minutes of the movie, is the only part of the movie I've ever seen. Just this. So we started talking, and I said, oh, I have a sister who lives in Austin, and the house is right. Oh yeah. And I said, yeah, my sister lives in, and I said, where? And he said, I have a daughter right in Leander. And I said, well, I have to tell you, I said, there's a cemetery there that, yes, I trespassed on. That is the opening scene to the very first Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And it's where I got my very favorite EVP of all times of Carlos, probably my biggest ghost story that I have. So we just started talking, and was he not just the nicest guy, Rob?
He was beyond cool. So yeah, all of a sudden these two like know each other. I'm left standing there. They're like, oh yeah, have you been down, Mulberry Drive? And they knew the same places. They knew everything. So watching those two talk was fun. And she got her big old selfie with him, and the autograph. So really, really super nice guy. He did get into the story like he wasn't supposed to. Oh, that's me.
I got to pull his beard.
Look at his body language. Look how he's leaning towards you because you're yanking his freaking beard. But how he got the role, right? All of that was really, really interesting, and it was cool. Really cool experience, even for me. However, my boy.
I know. I think I might be the only person on the planet that's not a Pinhead fan.
So I took all the nails out. Normally there's nails in every one of these intersections, just like the real Pinhead.
Yeah.
So by the time Sarah was done fangirling, Pinhead was gone.
Yeah, he was gone.
Rob lost out.
I know. But
this thing weighs like freaking 20 pounds, which is why it's no longer hanging up. It's one of my favorite things. I paid a lot of money for that.
Yeah, I learned that weekend just how not cool I was with the Pinhead thing. Like that really upset some people that I just wasn't.
Pinhead is just, out of all, for me, at all, there's just something so menacing about him.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're coming up on an hour and six in high school. No,
I didn't. I just went probably 10, 11 years ago. It's probably been 11 years now. No. Yeah, maybe about 11 years ago, maybe 12 years ago. It was I don't know if you're just trying to make a joke there, Stacy. I don't know if he's making fun of me and my age, but yeah, no, it was, the cemetery is very, very intriguing, and the road into it is, and I didn't know at the time, just so everybody knows, when we went to this cemetery, I didn't know that was the deal, but yeah, right. Ooh, that would be kind of cool. That would be kind of cool.
Hi, Cecilia.
Hey, Cecilia. But we've got some big things coming up. Oh, he's not making fun of me. We do have some big things coming up, and we have a couple more big announcements that we're going to be making here shortly, I believe.
Yeah, hopefully or this week, early next week.
Yeah, we have to if we're going to do this.
Yeah, we just got to squeeze some meetings in somehow. But yeah, then we'll just end it on a somewhat serious note.
Oh, yeah, let's do that. Yeah, it needs to be discussed. We do need to talk about
it. Let me just get to the start question here. No, I don't think I've seen that one. Have you? Sorry.
No, but I do have it on my watch list.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So real quick, look, the paranormal podcast program, by design, right, Sarah, it's a place for people to work together, correct?
Yeah, so really this was born out of the fact of, obviously Paranormally Blonde, and before that a hot mess. Being a show host is not always the easiest thing. This is not something I ever thought I would do. I was asked to do it, jumped in, and have loved it ever since. But it's not easy. And when you reach out sometimes to other hosts, it wasn't always easy to get any kind of help or assistance. Nobody wants to give away their hard work, and we understand that. But what this really was supposed to be about is not a network in this, not like a show network, but really about podcast hosts and YouTube hosts, if that's what they want to do, was to come together and help each other, network together to do the actual networking, help with the challenges, help with the successes, come up with ideas with guests and so on. The shows are their own. I have made that statement several times on posts. The shows, hey, Shane, the shows do belong to the shows. It's their show. It's their guests. It is their topics. It is their days and times. We just work together to make sure that we are there to help lift each other, to help introduce each other to our friends and family. But we don't have any, we don't control their show topics or guests. We just simply offer another platform for you guys to find amazing content created by the paranormal community for the paranormal community.
Yeah. And with that, it's just so we can ensure that everybody gets their shows streaming on the pages. We do share our page as a destination, right? So when you see these shows, and this is all the time we're going to spend on this, just there's one more little piece here, but when you see these shows streaming live as Get Haunted, it is their show. There's no way around it. When they write comments, it shows up as Get Haunted. So I just wanted everyone to be aware. However, there was an issue last week with one of the shows, with Nesper. They've made an announcement. I'm not going to get into the details of it. That's for them to handle. But once the information started, our pages were getting spammed pretty hard one night. It wasn't terrible, and it wasn't mean. But they had a guest that apparently had some kind of background, and once we found out, I took it off our pages. Nesper has taken down their interview with this person. There will be will not be any further interviews. So just so everybody knows, that's out there. That's for Nesper to talk about. It's not our job, but just know that as soon as and it was a pretty serious matter. So as soon as that was brought to their attention, they handled it, and just like it was on our pages, it was removed. And if some people here I know watched the show and thought it was a great one, just know that there was a problem with that particular guest.
Yeah, and I would just like to add that we support our shows. We have certainly have come to love each and every one of these podcasts. Everybody brings their own style, their own thoughts and theories and beliefs to the table for each and every one of you to make your own decisions. What we would ask is that sometimes things happen. Sometimes we don't know all our information. Again, we don't control any of that. They also just as a show host myself, we had this talk, after a while, how do we move forward in being safe? This is all we can say. Sometimes things happen, things get found out, and then we try to make them better. And we always will stand behind these shows as they work to correct or to, make sure that what they're putting out is to their standard. So we just do ask that everybody shows some respect and again, I think it's always a learning process. As social media, it's got a far reach. You don't know every single person. You can't know every single person. There are a lot of big opinions out there. And the information that was coming in, we appreciated to see it, and we worked it all out, and I think it was resolved in a peaceful manner. So we appreciate that as well.
Absolutely. And I know of at least one person on this show that or on the side there that had a friend request from that person. Apparently they have deleted, or their account was deleted. They're no longer on Facebook. So any questions, you can PM me. But I don't believe they even exist on Facebook any longer. But if you go over to Nesper's page, you can learn exactly who it was because they mentioned it. So with that, when you said it made me wonder what y'all's short, long range goals are. It's a good question.
We're living our short range goals. Well, here's the thing, D-Hoot. I would say, for me, and being my big age, I won't answer for Rob, but for me, to give that space, to have space to continually discover what I want to discover in the paranormal. And, I think the TV show route is not somewhere where I feel I can dig into things. So I think the long goal for Get Haunted truly would be, to be that sort of, I don't like the word hub, but sort of that door to walk through to see, where can you go? Who can you meet? I guess sort of like a giant meetup situation with a lot more opportunities.
You frozen? Were you frozen?
That was weird. Well, everything just like shut down on me.
Yeah, same.
That was weird.
That was weird.
That was so weird.
Yeah, and it is a good question. Here's what, I don't know. Some people know I filmed as a sort of like an extra, or not an extra, but just a story on one show. And then there was a second show that I was slated for, but that didn't. And so, but for me, here's what I'll say. And it was a big network on the one time that I actually filmed and was there hours sweating my ass off. I hated every second of it. Nobody asked me to lie, but they did ask me to sort of change parts of the story that didn't line up with me as a human being in my life. So I didn't love that angle or aspect of it. And if you look at the landscape today, clearly it isn't the best situation for anybody that was on TV. So you sort of kind of pigeonhole yourself into something. But something I don't think a lot of people see or even understand is exactly, and Sarah talks about big announcements, and there's some really amazing things that we're working on, but this is a sustainable and legitimate business, right? So and there's a lot of angles and aspects to it, and tentacles, if you will. You've got the merch side of it, you got the event side of it, you've got things that we can't talk about, and these meetings we have with other people where we help and support in the background. There's all these things, right? So for me, we've got the ticketing platform, which is starting to move right now. There's a lot. So yeah, like Sarah just said, it's sort of being the hub. So because we're not just one thing, we're so many different things. So it's hard to really nail it down and put a long-term goal. For me, long-term is making it through another year of this damn thing. Especially in this climate, the way the paranormal is. But I think we've been very, very successful. If you look at our numbers and you look at the people that show up, from that standpoint, very, very successful. Compared to where we were just 3 years ago with 30 followers and whatnot.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'd love to buy a haunted location. I'd much rather live in a haunted location and just not have to rent them all the time. But yeah, I don't know. There's a bunch of long-term goals that we can throw in there. And Sarah's bursting and seems to say something.
No, well, I think for us, again, and it's something like going to the Pennhurst Paracon, which always opens my eyes. And I know it's what we work for every day, right? I know it's always really important, which is, this is not about us. And that was the conversation we had a lot in front of the table. Get haunted. Yes, we love it. And it's so fun to create and, to have this opportunity to share some of my thoughts and ideas and see them build out. And some of them are flops and they don't work out. And that's okay, but we don't know until we try. But this is really about you. This is what we're doing is about bringing awareness that your voice counts. Like the paranormal is not entertainment solely. Yes, there is an entertainment factor to it. But I think where we get really happy is when people are looking for other people to expand conversations. And it's why I love the show, the podcast program. I think sometimes that gets a little bit made fun of, but the reality is it's opening conversations. Everything we do is about opening conversations. So I am about journeying into things about who I am, who I was, what could be expected on the other side. That's what these conversations mean to me. And so, yes, and then to have some fun mixed in there. It's not serious all the time. So the TV show aspect just isn't it for me. I think it is more about knowing that no one should be afraid to want to step into the paranormal. I understand when you join the community and you get a little bit more into the well-known section of it, that's where the drama comes in. I thought about it today. I had that, I laughed as I was folding some towels. When I was just a team, when I was just with my sisters and just a team, nobody gave a shit. Nobody had a thing to say about me. The minute you put yourself out there, the very thing that we all talk so much about on the internet all the time, I hope I don't stop you from being who you are. We should all lift each other. The second you put yourself out there is the second you become a target. And we hope that what we give to you is that don't let that bullshit stop you from wanting to come into the community and share I do fold. Oh, how do I fold them, long ways and then tri-fold them, Adam, if that makes sense. I know. And they have to be perfect, like on the Target shelves. So yeah, it's really about I think that's why this is sustainable. It is making sure that everybody realizes that you have a right to be here. There is no one that can tell you that you aren't. Now, maybe you won't be included in certain circles. Okay, well, that shit happens in life. But the reality is the paranormal is for everybody. Don't let anybody tell you you're not real, that you don't do it right. That's not for them to ever say. So as I said this weekend, again, on many occasions, you won't really hear too much of our beliefs. You don't know exactly things that we believe. You know some things. You don't know all our deep beliefs because that's just not for everybody. It's not up for debate. It just is.
You're not a real investigator, Sarah.
I'm probably not a real investigator. It is really, but that's okay. And I'll use the word experiencer. I investigate my own experiences. So, I don't know what word we're really going on there, but I will use experiencer for sure.
Yeah, it's Petro. I'm guessing that's James. Yep. It's just the way it works. So, I had a call with somebody last night that's struggling a little bit, and look, I've focused on shit way too much in the past. on things, but it just comes with the territory. So you sort of have to develop some sort of resilience towards it. And before anybody takes my words and uses those against me, we had a friend of mine wrote a treatment, I think is the right word. He wrote a TV show plot. You remember?
Oh yeah.
Not that long ago. And the concept to me was very, very cool. And that was pitched to a producer, and that producer loved it. And we did go down and we did film somewhere, and that died on the table. There was a whole fake narrative kind of, I think, created around that and fed to some other guy. But so before they go, oh, well, Rob's full of shit. No, the concept of this show was more about something else than the paranormal, right? But it was a cool way to highlight both, and as long as it wasn't cheese whiz and bullshit, we were okay with that. So yeah. But that died, so
that happens. What's wrong?
I just heard a weird noise. Were you moving around? Okay. Anyway, there's weird things happening. I don't even know what's happening right now. I see houses for sale. I see Tennessee. I see. Yeah. One day. But just know this, like this is, and people that don't know, right, they can look at this the way it is. We spend, how many hours a day do we work on Get Haunted? And 12, I'd say 12 to probably around 12 hours is the average, right? So 8:30 to 8:30 at night, 8:30 a.m. to 8:30 at night. We're both working our asses off, right? And
yeah.
I gotta stop. I gotta hide his kind. He always
he throws you off. He throws you.
A lot of it you guys don't get to see. So what may seem like a joke to other people, or may seem like us, they have no idea the amount of work that we put in. So they can all just.
Yeah, listen, I think it's what is obvious. We put our love of what we do. And yeah, I do love the paranormal. I do. I love the subject. I love the topics. There are a lot, but it is, for me, it's about making connections. So everybody can make, who wants to pick it apart and make fun and create little hashtags and all that kind of fun stuff. That's fine. I think just remember there are people that are out there behaving in such a way, and to be able to touch base with people at the Paracon face to face was so lovely, and to watch people that have been hurt by some of this drama, to be able to see them face to face. What I will say is this: it's real easy to do that shit online. They have big words, big things to say online. The second they see you in person, they sort of make a wide.
Well, they walk away.
They walk away.
Thank you, Jess. That's such a nice compliment. Hey, Dom. We do. And look, if we didn't believe in it, trust me, this shit would have been over a long time ago, because there have been moments, right? Sarah will admit it, where I think, I was like, I can't do this shit anymore. And, it's been a big risk, a big gamble. If people wouldn't believe how much time and money I've put into trying to make this thing viable, and no way I could do it without her. So, but she's talked me off the ledge every single time so far.
Well, and I think, why we get people, I think that's something we've talked about, and this isn't supposed to turn into this, but, we've talked about, when people sometimes put us with drama. We've had people say like, oh, you guys are, the drama follows you.
And that it's an accurate statement if you look at who the drama is. Right? They follow us. That's the truth.
Yeah. And I think why we get so passionate about some of the shit that's said is because, this Get Haunted is truly about you, the paranormal community. What we do is for you. Yes, we get something out of it. Obviously, we enjoy the connections. I am all about the connections. That is what truly makes me happy. And, so it does, we get a little bit defensive when things are said about us. And, look, are we perfect? No. Do we do some shitty things? I'm sure. But what has been the most interesting is some of the outright stories that are created. Wow, people love to add extra stuff into their stories. I guess that's what makes me interesting. Sometimes when somebody shares what somebody has said about us and you see their words, like what they've actually written or said, and you're like, wow, I wished I were that person. Like, it's pretty amazing.
Well, let's layer in, right? This is for me. This is, if you don't know, this is all I do. This is my livelihood. This is what keeps this roof here. This is what allows me to give my kid the $50 she wants every friggin' day on Venmo. That doesn't happen. But you're not just attacking me. You're not just attacking Sarah. You're attacking my kids' well-being. You're attacking all of our hard work, and they're attacking you in the end. So that's why we get a little like when that one dude showed up on the PB show, on the New Egypt show, and like, I got a little bit spicy because I felt like he was perhaps throwing some insinuations towards our guests.
I know.
Yeah, Sarah's a witch.
I'm a witch.
So yeah, it's amazing the lengths that people will go to hurt other people, especially when they were part of something and are no longer part of it, or feel dejected or whatever. There's a lot of reasons. It doesn't take a lot of research to figure out why people do what they do. But to get back to the question, no, I didn't. Being on TV is not either one of our goals. And if we help people get to that point,
oh my God, love
awesome.
that.
That's awesome. I can't be beholden to. If anybody's gonna ruin my life, it might as well be Sarah.
Probably will be. I think it practically has been. Practically has been.
Being able to say what I want to say, to admit that I'm a paranormal investigator, if that's what you want to call it, experiencer. Because even that will get you knocked off of, a story on one of the big shows. The minute they find out you do this, you're out.
Yeah. Wow. Well, yeah, I think that is the wish that doesn't age. I think that's the big thing is, I love when we find these opportunities, or we do something, we create something, and somebody comes in and then they get an opportunity out of it. There's nothing better than that to me. Like, we don't, just because I don't want to be on a TV show, I don't fault people for wanting that. I think if they are creatives and that's what they do, I think it is amazing. I think by 53, I can't have anybody I don't want to be told what to do like that. I think just,
Yeah, she has a problem with authority. Let's just put it that
sometimes. Way. Sometimes I do. So, so that's really it. But look, I think that really it's only brought up because it was interesting to see some that have, the balls to talk online and in their groups all day long. They have big things to say, but then to be able to sort of make eye contact with them in person, and they are like, ugh, like they sort of go the other way. So
some do, some don't. Some made an effort to stop by, which was interesting. Or one, not
well, one individual made an effort to stop by and then sort of not be honest about what the stop by was, but that's okay. Listen, you know what? I'm not here to raise you as children. You were raised, so that's on you. I'm here to love those that want to be loved. I'm here to help create space with Rob and the crew for those that want the space. And we love watching you guys all do that. Spetro, working with other groups and that right there, that one statement alone is huge. So yeah, that's really what it comes down.
The fortune. I mean, we are fortunate. Listen, Tom, like if I can get, if it's to the point where I can pay my rent or house payment or car payment and feed my dog, it's really where I'm at when I'm happy. I used to make a lot of money. I don't now, but I also wasn't me back. It's a long story. Like that's seek with your soul shit. So yeah, the fortune is also not my target, right? I want to be able to live. Everybody you need money to live.
Yeah.
We can get into that on a whole other show too, when it's okay and not okay to make money in the paranormal. So that's a whole different show.
Oh, they're all coming. These shows, these ideas, just keep your eyes open. It's all coming.
Yeah, Stace, I've been giddy the last couple of days. My XRP has been jumping. Jumping.
Yeah. Oh. It's all good. So we had a successful weekend, and a lot of that was because of you on the side that were there. We were so excited to be there with you in person and watch everybody work and shine and do their thing. We've got some big events coming up to watch other people do their thing and shine, and we're excited about that. So keep your eyes open. We've got some more announcements coming out, like we said. And what do we got going on? Tonight is Ghost Box Radio with Greg Bakken, 11:05 p.m. Eastern Time. Do not forget to watch that. And then starts our Thursday shows. I didn't see Emmy on today, but I'm going to assume at 5 p.m. Eastern Time today, you can find Wee Woo Wednesday with PDX Paranormal. And JMac and Emmy. So check that out. Yeah, we do this for the love of it. You guys are awesome. Thank you. And so, yeah, we're just happy to see the community stepping forward, more and more of you stepping forward. That's what it's all about. So thank you for that.
Yeah. So so we just got this, right? So the guy in Connecticut, right? The guy in Connecticut that always has something to say about us, Chris Barrico from Ghost Hunters of Connecticut. I'm just going to say his name because he's publicly saying Get Haunted is friends with this pedophile. So guess what, Chris?
Wait, what pedophile?
The guy from that show.
We are not. Yeah. See, this is why drama follows us. So somebody makes a statement like that and we simply address it because you made the statement. So for all of you that support these people and then say it's us, guess what? We did not start this. It was not our show. It was Seekers of the Supernatural. The person that they interviewed, they did not know had this past. Guess what? Chris Barrico I don't even know the guy's name. I don't even know who the hell this guy is. We were rather busy this weekend.
Yeah.
So I didn't even know.
But this is the community, guys. Ghost Hunters of Connecticut. Go check out his lovely page. See the hate that's spewed. We had nothing to do with any of this, but Get Haunted is now being framed as supporting pedophiles. This is the life that we have to deal with.
What is really interesting is the people who have the most to say about us that don't fact check. And by the way, Chris Barrico has never reached out to me to ask me anything personally, ever, not once. So for this person to make a statement, just know they don't fact check. And it's usually those who don't fact check. There's a few of you out there that like to say you're the real investigator. We're not. If you can't even fact check something that you could actually fact check, not just ghost stuff that you can't prove, but actually prove this, you didn't fact check and you just made a statement that was complete and utter bogus bullshit. So thank you, Chris Barrico, for actually proving our point of what is going on. But that's where we as a community, maybe this was beautiful timing. I'm not sure how you got that, but this is beautiful timing, Rob. We actually had this conversation this weekend with several people. Neutrality is as bad as being like Chris Barrico. If you don't stand for something, you stand for nothing, right? We hear this comment all the time. We're not asking you to go out there and do anything bad. We're not asking you, but if Chris Barrico is your friend, you need to let your friend know that as your friend and you being their friend, you don't really support people not fact checking and or spewing hate. Because we don't appreciate it. And if Rob was doing that, I'd be the first one to say, hey, dude, what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? It's ridiculous. So yeah, that's pretty sad. Yeah, they do. They thrive off of it. I know, D-Hoot. And it is one of those things about social media, but Thank you so much, Adam. We love when you come to Wednesday lives. So that is amazing. Like that is straight up a lie. That is straight up a lie. Don't even know who that dude is. Don't support him. Haven't had like I still don't know his name. I still don't know who this guy's name is. So I see he's reading. He's now on it.
Yeah, well, I'm going to leave him a message here on his public page. Never heard of this guy. The person that they're talking about. Yeah, this is part. So you guys get to witness the witch hunt that is our life sometimes.
Sometimes. It is why we get the comments like people don't really. We've had people say like, well, I don't really follow you guys because drama follows you. There you go. Ask yourself why somebody would make that statement. Ask yourself why somebody would feel the need without fact checking, without asking questions. A sign of a good investigator is actually getting and digging into all sides. And you can go ahead and do a background check on me all day long. There ain't nothing there, Chris Barrico, zero. So have fun with that. I think it is a sad commentary on himself, but we've had nothing to do with him. We haven't spent time on him. But that is.
Well, I know exactly what. I'll leave that for there. I'll leave that for something else. Okay. Ghost Hunters of Connecticut. I'm about to post it, so have fun with this guy. If you want, I got no problem with it.
Yeah, it is jealousy, Spetro. It's jealousy. And when somebody doesn't understand what they're talking about, right? We lash out at what we don't understand, what we don't know. You don't have to like us, and you can even say, I just don't like you for any good reason. But when you have to create things to hate bond with other people, I'm sure the fan page will latch on to that as well. I'm sure that will be
we're going to share this one.
That will be the next.
I'll share it with Corinne, who's my lawyer. She's a really good defamation lawyer. So Chris Barrico, enjoy the rest of your day.
So there you go. You saw it in real time. I mean, we didn't ask for it. We were just sitting here talking to you, and we took care of the situation, and that's how it is met. That is how it is met. So, I guess some of these people should write books. Like they should just go into novel writing, and they could just change names and come up with some good soap operas. That's the only TV show I would do, Rob. If we could create the paranormal soap opera, right? Like I know, right? Adam, the Law and Order. That would be great at that point. I know, Mike Cronin, you know this person. What do you think would be a good?
I'm just. This is the stuff that it's just unbelievable.
Right, Stace? Maybe we should talk about that one day. You let us know if you think that's a good show to do. You guys would be interested in that one. It's all interesting, and this is where how we can stand together as a community is where we start saying this is not acceptable behavior. Don't feed it, don't give it. Days of Our Paranormal, no shit. It's sort of like one of those things where we need to say this is not right. You want to be pissed, but we miss talking about the paranormal with you guys. We miss having all that kind of the good stuff. And like I said, we can't know everybody, and when we do find out things that aren't acceptable, we step away. We know that it's not for us. So as the paranormal world turns. Oh shit. I'll tell you what, there's lots of ones we could do here. And everybody, we are not the only ones. This is where it all stands. Thank you, Linda. We appreciate that. So, all right, folks, with that, we know we got a little distraction. I think Rob is on it. So, I know. Breathe. Thanks, Ron. Likewise. Yeah. So with that, folks, could you podcast every other day? Yes, I could, Spetro. As you know, we about do. We about do. As the stomach turns. No shit, right? You have a great day, future ghost. Have an amazing day. All right. So with that, we're going to let you guys go have an amazing rest of your Wednesday. We're going to take care of our Wednesday here because we do have some great things that we're working on that we want to announce soon. So don't forget that. So as always, you know what we say, we see you. Oh, Icy Spirit stayed through. I'm so happy about that. So as you know, we see you. We appreciate you and we love you. Thank you for being the paranormal community. Thank you to those of you that came out to the Paracon, vendors, guests, all of you. We certainly appreciated it and loved and felt honored to be there, right there with you guys. It was an amazing opportunity, and we look forward to creating more of those with you. So with that, we're going to let you go. And don't forget, tonight, 11:05, do your favorite bedtime routine with Greg Bakken and check it out. Big Daddy, we'll see you later. Candy, much love. Gina, love you. Spetro, love you. D-Hoot, love you. Icy, can't wait to get to know you. Damien, thank you so kindly. And we will catch you guys. I'm like stumbling over my words.